and the haunting vocals of Hayley Ewell, who along with Jim Seward and Andy Lockey, or probably the other way around, made this incredible film. I'd just like to reassure you as well, you heard a voice on there, somebody that swam in the river as a young boy when it was orange. And I'd just like to reassure you that John Law survived. Where are you, John? Prove that you're alive. Alive and thrived. I'd like to hand you over now to the chair of the partnership board of the Dearne Valley Landscape Partnership. I'd like to welcome to the stage Phil Gill, who is the Leisure and Green Spaces Manager from Rotherham Borough Council.
Hello, what a pleasure it is to be surrounded by so many friends here in the Dearne Valley. The beautiful green Dearne Valley, that's a stunning film, I'm sure you agree, and it shows what a fantastic place we're in. It's the Dearne Valley that brings us all together, it unites us, and it's incredible how a place can do that, can bring people from all walks of life together, to work together, and that's what I want to reflect on. Of course, all parts of the country have got their special landscape and communities and stories to tell about them. But I'm an outsider, as you can probably tell from my accent, but something that I've really felt about the Dearne Valley is it's a very special place. There's very few other areas that share the particular richly textured and multi-layered sort of history and character that the Dearne Valley has. And of course this reflects the remarkable ebb and flow of nature and industry and urbanisation, which make it such a special place. They've sort of shaped the valley and they've shaped the communities that live here. So it's so much about the place which makes it very, very special. However, the qualities that make a place special could easily be taken for granted. You know, if you live here all your life, or if you're just driving past on the motorway, it's very easy to overlook them. And I thought Ian's presentation, he's got it spot on. You know, you've got to sort of stop and think about these things. And if they're not cherished and cared for and celebrated, you can easily find that they're very rapidly just becoming a distant dream, memory rather. So that's where the Dearne Valley Landscape Partnership comes in. You know, I think it's definitely the right project at the right time, and it's just fantastic that it's done what it's done, and that's what we're here to celebrate this evening. Of course, the project's been largely about conserving and restoring the built natural and cultural heritage of the Dearne Valley, and it's done that. I'm sure if you looked around and you've heard and seen things this evening which tell us it's done that job incredibly well, and congratulations to everybody involved. But for me, I think what makes this project particularly special is how it's brought people together, people who share the same love or they value the same place. It's brought them together to work as one, to achieve things that wouldn't have been possible otherwise. And I think that's something that we really need to sort of understand the value about this project and try and replicate on future occasions. The other thing that it's done is it's helped the local community to understand and enjoy what they've got around them, the nature, the history and the landscape on their doorstep. And vitally, it's built capacity in that local community because they're probably, you know, they've given them an active role as custodians of their heritage, and that's a really valuable prize that's been won by this project. So, speaking personally, as a representative of one of the 3 local authorities that serve the Dearne Valley, I think this project has been a really excellent example of how different administrations can work together. It is possible, we proved it, and we're sort of disregarding the artificial boundary on the ground, or on the map, to ensure that we're working together to achieve the best possible outcomes for this area, this area that's straddling our boundaries. So that's what the project's achieved, but it's not been straightforward or simple. I know I've seen the team working. They've done incredible things. It's been a hugely ambitious project, both in terms of its scope and its complexity, and it reflects the character of the area, that's this large area that's been encompassed by the project. And I think the fact that this project's achieved so many varied and successful outcomes over the last 5 years really is testament to the hard work and this enthusiasm and the creativity of this incredible project team who are amongst us. I'm sure there'll be lots of opportunities to congratulate them, but personally I want to thank them for their energy, and it's been really inspiring to see them work. It's been absolutely amazing. So well done to them. And then there are numerous partner organisations and community groups and individual volunteers. I know there are lots of them here tonight who have also made incredible contributions to ensuring this project delivers its fantastic range of outcomes. And last, but certainly not least, I want to acknowledge the National Lottery Heritage Fund, who, thanks to their very generous support through the Landscape Partnership Programme, they've provided the means to make this amazing project deliverable. So thanks to them. And at that point, I'd like to hand over to David Brimley from the National Lottery Heritage Fund. So David, over to you.
Thank you very much. It's absolutely great to be here. I attend a lot of celebration events, launch events, thank you events, and this truly is a celebration event. I'm bowled over by the format, the layout. I think what you've done in this room is testament to the work you've done over the last 5 years. I think well done for being so creative in the approach that you've taken. I certainly will be feeding that back. So, yes, I am Area Director for the North of England, but previous to that I was head of Yorkshire and the Humber region. So Yorkshire is absolutely blessed with landscape, and as I think a number of people have already referred to, all landscape is important. I previously worked at the North York Moors National Park, and that's a landscape with a label. But landscape isn't just important with a label. It's important if people think it's important. And the crucial thing with landscape partnerships is it's about helping people to connect and celebrate the landscape that they love. And hopefully is the beginning of something. Not the end of a project, but the beginning of a love affair that you will all take forward and build on. Okay, so I have a tendency of going off-piste, so forgive me. But to start with, I want to do a little bit of audience participation. So you filmed me, so it's only fair I inflict something on you. So put your hands up if you've ever bought a National Lottery ticket. Almost everyone, keep your hands up, keep your hands up. If you've won the lottery, keep your hand up. If you haven't won, put your hands down. Okay. So of those who've got your hands up, keep your hands up if you've won more than a tenner. More than £100? 1, 2. More than £1,000? Okay, you're buying the drinks. The good news is, whether you know it or not, you've all won the jackpot, because this project wouldn't be possible without these things. And this isn't a sales pitch. You invest in the UK's heritage, in the UK's communities, in sport, film. Amazing things happen as a result of playing this. So don't just think about this changing your lives, think about the lives it changes with every project like this. So the National Lottery Heritage Fund, and we are now that rather than the Heritage Lottery Fund, aims to inspire, lead and resource the UK's heritage to create lasting change for people and communities now and into the future. And since 1994, 25 years ago, and this is the celebration year of the National Lottery, we have given out grants just from the Heritage Lottery Fund of £8 billion. That's over 44,000 projects. That is incredible. Think about what that's done for communities and for heritage. And in Yorkshire and the Humber alone, that's funded over £500 million worth of projects, 3,500 projects. Again, that has made a massive difference to a lot of people. Okay, so it's really important to recognise that heritage isn't just about big country houses, about museums. It's about anything that communities value and feel is their heritage. So yes, it's about the built heritage, it's about archaeology, it's about industrial heritage, it's about nature, landscape, culture, about the intangible, about memories, tradition, folklore. And landscape partnerships represent all of that. They are that rich tapestry of all those things that connect and join up, relate to that place, and allow people to connect to it. And the Dearne Valley is a wonderful example of how one corner of Yorkshire can embody all of those different aspects. And you came together, 7 years ago and put an application together, and you said, this is an important landscape that we want to do something about. And 7 years later, all of that hard work, I think, has paid off. Listening to the stories that have been told this evening about the passion, about the commitment, about the changes to little bits of this landscape that have all added up to what we see today is really inspiring. And you should really pat yourselves on the back for whatever role you've played in that journey. So thank you. So thank you to the staff who've made this happen. I know you've had some changes, but you've really stuck at it. Thank you to all those people who've sat in meetings. Meetings can feel very boring, but every one of those little decisions you've made has resulted in what you've got now. To the volunteers who've given their time freely and voluntarily, and to all the people who've enjoyed the different things that these projects have delivered. But I think we also have to say thank you to the National Lottery players. It is a trite thing to say, but without that, this wouldn't happen. So keep buying the tickets, keep doing what you're doing. This is the end of the beginning. It's not the end of everything. This is project number 1, and where you go next is really important. So thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to be here.